What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, or if this is your first video, welcome. My name is Saenz, and I'm going to be doing something that I've never done before. I know a lot of you are looking for information to get your foot into real estate. So what I decided to do for absolutely free, literally nothing, is to create step-by-step videos on how you can go out and make money in real estate by wholesaling houses. If this is your first time on the channel, you can check out this playlist that I have on my YouTube channel where we're going to be doing 30 consecutive videos on every single process of the business, very detailed for free for you to go out and make money in real estate. All I ask, guys, is you subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share. Engage with me. I read every single comment, so I want to make sure that I can answer any question that you have and direct you guys, because when I first started, I wish that I had organized curriculum like what I'm going to be providing on this channel, so I can then go from beginner and newbie to actually making money in real estate. I'm going to be providing everything that you need to know, so get ready. And by the way, if you're new to this channel, my name is Saenz. I'm a 23-year-old real estate entrepreneur. I started my entrepreneurship real estate journey at the age of 18 with literally no money, living at a trailer park, completely broke, and just searching, maybe like you're doing right now, just searching for something to get you out of whatever position that you're in. But look, at 18, I fell into real estate wholesaling, one of the biggest loopholes in real estate, and it completely changed my life. It took me 9 long months to get my first deal, made $13,000 on my first deal, and it's been a freaking blast and blessing since then. Guys, my intention with this channel is to literally provide you step by step, whether you have $1, whether you have $100,000, I don't care, because this information is going to change your life. So get ready and let's go. Guys, welcome. I'm very excited to take this journey with you. Look, for the next 30 days, I'm making this commitment. Every single day, I'm going to be uploading a video to get you guys, number one, to learn the business, and number two, to start making some freaking money by wholesaling houses in your area. Look, it doesn't matter what city you're in, the color of your skin, whether you have a college degree or not. It doesn't matter, because what I'm going to teach you guys is going to change your life, number one. And number two, give you a vehicle to become a huge success. And I promise you, this has been done over and over by hundreds of people, a lot of people that we've helped mentor and guide. And I want to give you guys the same value that I would be giving somebody if they're paying us. So get ready, get your notes ready, get your mind ready. You know, if you're watching this months or weeks in advance, today's day 2. This is May 2nd. Of 2020. But if you're watching this way in advance, make sure you go to the playlist and watch every single video so you can start to take action. Now, without further ado, let's go. Lesson number 2, day 2, virtual wholesaling versus local wholesaling. Look, if you don't know what wholesaling is, make sure you watch the first video. You can find it right here, or go back on my channel and look for it. Day 1 of the 30 days of wholesaling houses, but this is day 2. So virtual versus local wholesaling. Number 1, look, I don't want you guys to get confused with these two individual subjects, right? To keep it simple, to keep it easy, local wholesaling versus virtual wholesaling, or virtual versus local, same thing. Number 1, virtual wholesaling is, you say that I live in Phoenix, but I'm doing deals in Vegas, right? If I'm doing deals in Vegas but I live in Phoenix, that's considered virtual wholesaling. I don't necessarily have to be there physically, but I can still do deals. I can still flip real estate. I can still wholesale houses by me being in Phoenix and doing deals in Vegas. So virtual is you being in one city and doing deals in another city. Now, local wholesaling, pretty simple, right? Local wholesaling is, I live in Phoenix, I do deals in Phoenix, I can go see the properties, I don't have to send anybody, I can actually do deals in Phoenix. So local versus virtual. Now, for virtual wholesaling, which, look, at the time of this, where everybody's dealing with the corona pandemic, and I totally understand that a lot of people are iffy, and, you know, including myself, I'm taking precautions, so you should too. So with virtual wholesaling, I really believe this is where the market's heading, especially because you have iBuyers, which are, your big real estate home buying companies like OfferPad, Open Door, Homey, and all these iBuyers. So with going virtual, it's going to give you an advantage versus a lot of people. The old ways of marketing, of door knocking and going to appointments is super vital in this business. And I'm going to be teaching you guys how to effectively do it. But virtual, we've been doing virtual wholesaling for years now, for a few years, and it's put us ahead of so many people and so much competition because of these pros. So let's dive into it. So virtual wholesaling, number one, you can do from your living room. I mean, you can do deals, and it sounds crazy. It sounds funny to say, but you can literally do deals in your boxers, your pajamas, your freaking wife beater if you're a guy. Like, you can literally do deals in whatever clothing, in whatever area you want. You can be in the restroom doing deals because you can literally do it all from your phone, a laptop, a computer. You can literally just do it all virtual without anybody having to see you or meet you. So moving on to more pros, this is going to be super essential and vital for people that have a lower marketing budget. You don't have a lot of money to invest. Maybe you live in LA or New York or a very, very highly dense competitive market. This can be an avenue where you can start to do deals in other, surrounding areas. If you live in Phoenix and you think it's too competitive, which I don't think so, but if you live in a huge area, you can start to do deals in Tucson, or you can go to Oklahoma, to a smaller sized city, to start doing deals. So if you're in a bigger market, you have the option to do deals in other areas. This is the benefits of virtual wholesaling. Now, with that said, if you live in a certain area and you are familiar with the area, where the hood is, where the richer area is, where the everything, like the back of your hand, I would not recommend to do deals in other areas, because being in your own city, you're going to have a huge advantage to, number one, know your market, know the good and bad areas, and then number three, and you're going to have more resources versus me. If you're doing deals in Oklahoma, you're going to know by far more about the market and circumstances of the market more than I am, because I live in Phoenix. So don't go into another market if you're not doing deals in your personal market. That is definitely my advice to you guys. Now, some of the pros is faster deal acquisition. What I mean by that is, if you're negotiating with the seller, you can, in your virtual, you can do it very quick. You can literally do it in the first phone call. We've done it where we have a seller from California call us, and on the first phone call, we build rapport, we make an offer on the home, we see the pictures of the property that they send us, and we literally instantly on the first phone call, at times, contract a property in another state on the first phone call. So having that, and it sounds crazy, like how can you buy a house that you've never seen? But we have a whole process I'm going to show you guys throughout these next 30 days. So welcome. Now, faster deal acquisition. Look, if you're over the phone, you can use a service called DocuSign.com, where you can send legal documents to get it signed literally over the internet. It's amazing. We've done hundreds and hundreds of them, and you can use DocuSign to help you acquire deals in other states or even in your own market. Guys, so now for some cons, for some negatives of virtual wholesaling. Now, sometimes it's very hard to find buyers, depending on the area that you're doing deals in. Sometimes if you have a property under contract in Vegas, you may not have the resources or the people to find a buyer. Something that I can instantly recommend is make sure that you utilize Craigslist ads. You can post your deals on there. Now, I would never post the address, because people will sometimes go behind your back and try to get the property, directly from the seller. So never post the address on Craigslist. Another way you can find buyers in other markets that you're not in is through Facebook groups. We have a great wholesaling Facebook group with over 12,000 members. And you can literally go on our all-in wholesaling group and post, hey, any buyers in Las Vegas, and people will answer. So that's a good way. Plus, there's other countless real estate Facebook groups that you can join and start connecting with people in any single market. Number two, sometimes it's hard to see or show properties. So if you're in Phoenix, you're physically not in, for example, in Vegas. So if you have a deal under contract in Vegas, obviously you're here unless you fly out, but we want to minimize that because you can do it virtually. Sometimes it's hard to see the properties. A thing you can do to help with the process of that is to hire somebody to go take the pictures for you. Sometimes we use a service called 123notary.com or wegolook.com to get pictures. I really recommend to use 123notary because number one, you can send a notary there to get the contract signed if they can't do a DocuSign. And then if you pay them a few extra dollars, $50, they can take pictures of the property while they're doing the signing. So that's a pro gem. I hope you guys appreciate that. And make sure that you write that down in your notes. So another negative, guys, and with these negatives, I never really see it as a negative. It's resistance that we face in the real estate game. But what you have to do, especially when you find negatives like this, is start to be resourceful. Start to see answers to the problems that you're having. Start to, okay, if you see a problem here, okay, how can I fix this? How can I help the process? How can I help make it easier? So number three, sometimes takes more R&D. What R&D means is research and development. So what I mean by that, and going back to if you're in a market and you're wanting to do deals out of it, make sure that you try to do deals in your first market, because when it comes to R&D, you're going to know much more than I'm going to know if you live in Vegas and I don't, or if you live in New York and I don't. You're going to know much more about your city because you've lived there than I am. So when it comes to going into a virtual market, it takes more research and development to really get familiar with the market. Some things that you can do to help further your knowledge in that market is talk to more people, engage in Facebook groups with people in that market, call some local realtors, call some local title companies, call anybody in that area that you want to invest in to get more familiar with it. Now, moving on. Local wholesaling. So this is going to be probably the number one option for a lot of you, because you want to start doing deals in your market. You want to be able to learn this wholesaling process and make some money flipping houses in your own market. So pros to local wholesaling. Look, obviously it's easier to look at properties. It's easier to drive in my car right now and go look at a property, or go talk to a seller in person, or go sign a contract, or go take pictures. So it's much easier to look at properties. It's also easier to show properties. So once you have your first deal, or your 10th deal under contract, you can easily show a buyer the property by just driving in your car and going and meeting the buyer at the property. It's easier to get to know your market. Like I said, you live there, so you have an idea of where everything is. You're very familiar, so it's easier to know where the hood houses are or where they aren't. So much easier to know your market and get a good grasp on where things are in your city. So by being in your market and doing deals in your own city, you can also begin to build face-to-face relationships with real estate investors in your market. So this is super vital when you're making connections. Making connections with buyers that are going to be buying your deals, or just getting familiar with more of the market by communicating with somebody that's maybe done a few deals. Start to get in contact with people actually doing deals in your market. Proximity is powerful, guys. So take advantage of building your network. There's a good resource called meetup.com. In meetup.com, you can find local real estate investment clubs. You can go meet actual cash buyers that are buying real estate deals and start forming a relationship with them and letting them know, hey, my name's Alex. I'm new in this game. I've been working my ass off. Before you know, I'm going to have a deal and I would love to sell it to you. What's your name and number, or what's your number and email, whatever, get their information, guys. So if you're local wholesaling, it's obvious that it's going to be easier to build the team. This is where you can have, eventually, as you close more deals and get the budget, you can begin to get an office. We have a team local here in Phoenix where they come to the office every single day. We have multiple team members, and we're just cranking. So by you local wholesaling, you're going to have an advantage to build a team versus somebody that has to build a team over a bunch of Zoom calls or all virtual. So for some cons, for some negatives, remember, they're not really negatives. We just have to find solutions and be resourceful to solving the issue or problem that we have. So a constant thing that can occur, especially if you live in a very small market, like if you live in an area where it has 10, 15, 50, less than 100,000 people in population, your deal flow can be very limited because there's not a lot of cash buyers, there's not a lot of people looking to sell, so it can be very limiting. So a con, if you live in a smaller area, there can be smaller deal flow. Again, this varies. If you're in a big area, guys, there's no shortage of deal flow, so get to it, start hustling. But if you're in a smaller area, a smaller city, it can really restrict your deal flow because, again, less cash buyers, less sellers, less transactions overall. Now, another thing is going to be limited marketing. This also pertains to smaller cities, smaller markets. You're not going to have enough sellers to market to. So this is where, if you live in a smaller city, I would recommend to virtually wholesale in a bigger market so you can market more and talk to more people and put yourself in situations where you're gonna eventually make more money. Now, there's also limitations in scaling. Again, this is if you're in a smaller market, and then smaller deal profit. If you're in a city like Oklahoma, where the houses are on average 100,000 fixed up, then you're going to have smaller deal profits versus the profit margins in California, where the house is $1 million and you can have enough room to make a big assignment fee, to collect a big check by wholesaling the house. So in Oklahoma, if you do a deal, your average assignment may be 3 to 5 to 10,000. But if you're in a market like California, your average assignment is going to be much more than a market like Oklahoma. You're looking at making 30, 50, sometimes even 100,000 per deal in a market like California. So guys, I hope that this video is valuable. I know it's a lot of information. You may need to rewatch this a few times. And I hope that you're just as excited as I am to go on this 30-day journey, 30 video journey, from literally knowing nothing to getting all the gems in the business, everything that you need to know to go out and make money in your city. I just want to mention really quick, we do have a virtual wholesaling course. So if you're in a market where you want to do virtual, or maybe you live in a different country and you want to start doing deals in the States, we do offer a virtual wholesaling course. I want to make sure that is known to everybody. You don't have to buy. Again, I'm going to be giving all the information away for free on this channel. All I ask is you subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share this video below. And by the way, in the description below this video, you can find every single service that I personally recommend for wholesaling houses. You can check that out on your own time. And also make sure that you text YouTube to the number below so we can keep in contact, ask me questions on there. Look, guys, I'm going to be giving you guys step-by-step instructions. Okay, and throughout this process, you're gonna have a lot of resistance, a lot of things pop up where it's gonna make you feel like you don't believe in yourself, that you're not good enough. Look, I'm here to remind you, if I can do it, and I'm looking at you right now, I don't care the color of your skin, I don't care the background that you had, you can make this happen. I literally went from a trailer park, from nothing, to learning about wholesaling houses, and it has changed my life, and I wanted to do the same for you. So make sure you turn your notifications on, you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, get ready for this journey because it's gonna be freaking awesome. Guys, so keep at it, stay consistent, stay focused, and I'll see you tomorrow in day number 3. Let's go.